Mr. Kralik, do you think that I have to work late tonight too? I mean, after all, I'm kind of a child.
No, you don't have to stay.
Do you mean it?
Yeah. I'll straighten it out with Mr. Matacek.
Thanks, Mr. Kralik.
Kralik is special, but definitely workable. I watched Peppy schmooze his way out of work with a Class Z performance, so no doubt I can handle him. I have a date tonight, so it's mandatory I get home early to get ready. May I help you, Mr. Kralik?
No, thank you.
No trouble at all. I've put all the imported boxes on the other shelf.
Uh-huh.
Is that the way you wanted it, Mr. Kralik?
Yes.
I'm so glad. If there's anything wrong, I'd appreciate it if you'd tell me.
Since when are you interested in my idea of what's wrong?
Well, I like to please you, Mr. Kralik. After all, I'm working under you.
You don't have to keep harping on that.
I didn't mean it that way at all. Regardless of what I think of you personally, I think anyone who works with you and doesn't get a great deal out of it is just plain dumb.
What do you mean what you think of me personally?
Well, since you ask, I would say no matter what can be said against you, I think you're a gentleman.
Well, I try to be.
And oh, Mr. Kralik, you don't realize what that means to a working girl. What a girl has to go through in some shops. For instance, when I worked at Folds Brothers and Sons, well, the sons were all right, but the brothers, Mr. Kralik. And that's why I like it here so much. When you say, Miss Novak, let's go in the stockroom and put some boxes on the second shelf, you really want to put some boxes on the second shelf. And that is my idea of a gentleman.
Well, I just don't believe in mixing boxes with pleasure. I always knew Miss Novak had feelings for me. So when she kept going on and on about my commendable nature, well, all of my suspicions were confirmed. And might I just say, she looks lovely today.
Mr. Kralik,
Yes, Miss Novak.
about that blouse.
Oh, listen, I'm sorry, but I had to do that.
But I want to thank you. You know, from the bottom of my heart, after thinking it over, you were so right. That blouse was awful.
I wouldn't say awful, but...
Yes, it was. Of course, I didn't admit it at the time, but what woman would? We hate to admit we're wrong. That's why we're so feminine.
You know, this is the first time you've shown a little sense. I think there's a change in you.
I know it.
And if you keep on like this, I think we'll be able to get along much better.
Thank you, Mr. Kralik.
That's all right, Miss Novak.
I was actually planning to wear that awful blouse tonight. You see, I have a date.
Tonight. You heard what Mr. Matacek said. We have to stay and decorate the windows.
Oh, I almost forgot. Would it be possible, do you think maybe you could spare me tonight? Then maybe Mr. Matacek would let me off?
So, that's why I'm such a gentleman. That's why you learned so much from me all of a sudden.
I don't know what you mean.
So you want to get tonight off?
I have to, Mr. Kralik.
Well, you're out of luck. Such an obvious trick, and I nearly fell for it.
Please, Mr. Kralik, I simply have to get off. It's terribly important.
Look, for 6 months, you've done everything you could to antagonize me, and now you have the nerve
You haven't been very nice to me. No matter what I do, it's wrong. If I wrap a package, that's not the right way. If I make a suggestion, and some of them are very good, you don't even listen. Everything has to be done exactly your way, and even then, you don't like it. When I came here, I was full of life and enthusiasm, and now I'm nothing. You've taken my personality away. You're a dictator. That's what you are, Mr. Kralik. And let me tell you, someday, very soon, I may be in a position where I won't have to work anymore. And when that happens, Mr. Kralik, I'll tell you what I really think of you. And as for that blouse, I think it's beautiful, and I'm going to wear it tonight. Yes, tonight. Mr. Kralik, I don't like you.
I never liked Miss Novak, and I hope her date goes horribly.